What's up? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, and welcome to another exciting edition of Diversity
and Equity
in Education. I'm the Diva D from Carved Out Divas.
April Carr from April's Beauty Bar, and we are being hosted by the phenomenal Bianca Gooseby of Teaching for the Culture. Hey, y'all.
Hey, and I do apologize for being late. I don't know what was going on my phone. I had to reboot my entire phone and start
Mine's still cutting off as we speak. It only does this here.
And see, I think it's something with the updates. They send some new updates to your phone, and all of a sudden your phone just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but first of all, can I just say something? You real cute. Okay. Turn it to the side.
Look, thank you, JoJo.
Turn it to the side. Turn it to the side. Let me just.
Girl, this head hurt. Hold on, let's do it slow.
Let's do it slow. Turn slow. Turn slow. Yeah. Oh, to the back. To the back. Oh, you real cute. I love it. Girl, look. Meanwhile, look at all this braid all up in the hair.
She said change my settings so my phone don't go to sleep. So I'll be right. Hold on, let me go to settings.
Okay. That'll work for that.
I tried that last time on Bianca, but it did not put. Okay, let me do right. Hold on.
I'm trying to get all my stuff up running. Okay, here we go. So good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time this is. I guess dusk time. Family and friends, how we all doing? How has your week been? Have you been keeping yourself healthy, safe, alive, and Rona free? That's just to say all that. I am pleased to say that another week has passed and my family is doing well. So I'm happy about that. April, did you freeze? Are you frozen in the screen?
No, hold on.
Okay. So yeah, because what's going on?
Let's see if that works.
Okay.
You told me to change the settings. It was already at 10 minutes, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So how was your week?
I was just ranting a few minutes ago about the kids that picked up the devices that have access to internet are no longer doing any work.
Right.
So the question becomes, whose fault is that? Yes, we get all what's going on around us. We are not discrediting that. We're not discarding that. We're not having a lack of empathy for it, nor sympathy. But the bottom line is, your children should be sitting at home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing nothing at this point. If they picked up the devices and they have access, there's no excuse.
Correct. And that's what I'm encountering as well. Because I spent when we first started, how you make all the phone calls to every single kid. So I did that. Now we are about with the 6 week in, I think.
It is. And we just finished the 6 week. We're going in week 7.
Week 7. And so now what I'm noticing now is, like I told parents, I see you cannot slack off, because I'm seeing that, the same thing. I've verified that they have internet. I've verified that they have a laptop. I've verified they're able to get on. They've answered the polls and said that they can get on, and yet no movement whatsoever. And so when I have to send messages to counselors, the success coach, everybody, I'm like, let me tell you something. It's been verified from the first week that child had access to the internet and a laptop. The parent confirmed it, not just the child, but the parent confirmed it. Now what? Because this is where we at right now. I'm not seeing anything done. And the thing about it is, you can check the analytics through Clever and through Edsby and all that, and you can see last time logged in was April 1st. Last time the login.
I wish we could get a connection to the Fortnite login. I wish they could do that.
Yes, exactly. Because I would love to see how many hours you've logged there. Because you certainly haven't logged any hours
at all.
You have not logged any classwork hours.
Enough. But, and the thing becomes enough already.
Exactly.
Do not complain about we're not being compatible. Don't give me none of that at this point.
No,
don't give me it, because it's foolishness. We cannot pick and choose how we're going to, start pointing the finger in the blame game in the future, because it's not going to fly with me. It's not.
Right. And you know what's interesting, because that leads me to the fact that I heard this week that and I've heard it before though, but it wasn't as prominent as it was this week, where I heard some parents were saying that they should get paid, or so they should get a check cut because they teaching the children online. And I'm like, first of all, y'all ain't teaching nobody's children. You right? You're not doing that. That's first. And second, because are you providing the curriculum material? You know what's going up. What's the lesson plan for tomorrow? That's the question I have. But second,
send me some. I'm ready.
Exactly,
send me the lesson plan. I'll use it. I will greatly use it.
If you teach,
because now I got to do something different because they didn't finish over 70% of what was required.
Right.
So now we got to do another makeup week and slow introductory of a new enrichment activity.
Correct. Because here's the thing: if parents want a check because they're teaching the kids, well, I should have gotten a check for the past 20 years for child support, because I'm gonna slide out. I'm gonna slide back in. Because as far as I'm concerned, I provide all this support.
Homework, makeup sessions. Come on,
can I get a child support check? Anyway,
they're gonna cut you in half.
Because there's some kids I have literally supported all the way. But anyway, so that's, I mean, I need y'all, when y'all put stuff out there, just make sure you're really understanding, because like earlier in the week, we're seeing all the CDC regulations and the guidelines and this and that and the other, but I need people to start thinking realistically. And I went off on a rant on Friday. I don't know if you saw that. Let me tell you something. And that was just the tip of the iceberg, because I hadn't even discussed the bus situation. I really hadn't discussed the cleanliness of the school. You know what? Let me tell you something. My cousin was hilarious. He said, you know what y'all need to have? Remember when you went to the club back in the day and the lady was in the bathroom and she used to have the mints and the spray and the perfume?
The bathroom concierge.
The bathroom concierge, right. It's because you can't possibly have, if you ain't cleaning that bathroom every 5 seconds after a child got out that bathroom, the bathrooms ain't gonna be clean. It said, no, it would be cool to see if you, when the kids walk in the bathroom, you got a lady in the bathroom, yeah, you want some.
Hold on, and make sure y'all send, and make sure you parents send a couple of dollars for throughout the day now.
Yeah, because they need a tip. You gotta put a tip in there, because that lady ain't in that bathroom all day smelling all that funk for free, you know. but
I love it.
Yeah, but for real, if you think about it, that's the only how that bathroom gonna stay clean all day long. Somebody gotta be manning the bathroom all day long. Okay, so a couple little change in there. And
this is true.
So we haven't even hit, because that's another big factor. How are you going to keep the school clean? I mean, if you have some magical miracle, are able to meet all the guidelines, that everybody follows the rules and everyone does everything, and we got the 6 feet apart, but you still ain't cleaning the school. The part I love is the part about the lunch. I'm like, ain't nobody cutting it. I already gonna spend time chasing our parents during my lunchtime. Now you want me to keep kids too? I volunteer to keep the kids one day a week.
We know contractually they wouldn't be able to do that. It sounds good. It sounds good to put out there. Like, again, the individuals that put that information out there, they don't know all the logistics that take place with moving that many little people all day around. They really don't think about it. They don't think about it. I don't think none of them think about lunch schedules. They really don't think.
I'm wondering too if they, like, are they not parents or grandparents? Because if you spend time with just not even two, but just one little person hard to keep still. You can't keep a little person still. And you just, I don't know. It just can't happen. So anyway, so here's what's been going on in the news. I don't know if you're paying attention. I saw an article on CNN that said in some of the wealthiest states across America, there are food lines around the corner, people picking up food. So that speaks to unemployment. That speaks to the fact that this is supposed to be the wealthiest country in the world, supposedly. How come you got people in lines all around corners in some of the wealthiest states, sitting around desperate for food? How is that possible?
Because a lot of the small businesses are not. I know you're not asking me a question while I'm on here. Go ask your uncle.
Yep.
I know for a lot of the small businesses, the funding that was promised or put out there as an opportunity just for the majority did not exist. Those larger, those corporations that received the majority of the funding, even after giving it back, for the ones that we do know about that gave it back,
right?
We just don't see where the small businesses, the majority of them are truly had success with getting the money. I've heard people say $1,000. That's it. Like, what's $1,000 going to do for a small business outside? Probably paying for the space that you're renting per month. That's it. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm grateful that my small businesses are here from the home. So I applied, but denied. And it wasn't because paperwork wasn't in order, because I file taxes every year for the last XYZ years. So I don't know. I ain't gonna sweat it.
I think, well, when I looked at some of the statistics, you know, they, of course, you know, in terms of just being a minority business owner, a lot of times we ain't gonna get the money anyway, you know. So it's sad that it's like that, but it does affect a lot of small businesses. And I remember a lot of small businesses are being run by women. So that's really hurtful. And these women are running their business and their household. So everything is suffering right now. This is just, it's just really, really sad. So, you know, and what we need to be very, very cognizant about the fact that now is the time to truly support your small business person. If anybody got a little hustle out there, I mean, I'm telling you, just give them a little support and just try the best you can. If you can support that person that's out there, because I'm seeing on Facebook now, everybody got a little hustle going. So just, you know, just give them a little support, because, and if you can, because I think that's the best thing, since we know that big banks aren't doing what they need to do to help out. So
right.
So so what about your people down there in Miami-Dade who look like they're trying to open school up?
I don't know. I've been trying not to too much even chat about that, because to me it just creates a heightened anxiety for me, because I just don't get it. And I know many people that live in Miami. I reached out to Nan, and you know, her sisters and her son, you know, they're in the district, and some of them are in leadership positions, and some of them are classroom teachers. And you know, it's disheartening to hear that they're being faced with the decisions to say you go back or you're at risk of losing your job.
Right.
But in the same term, you hear the world, what is it called, the WHO and the CDC and your local government entities saying that if you are a caretaker for someone that's have a health that is compromised, and if you have a health condition that is health compromised, then you're not expected to go back. But then that contradicts what the employer is saying or mandating. So there needs to be some communication, you know, directly to those employers that spells it out clearly, so that there's no question as to if documentation is provided from a physician, then they can't question, you know, your capability of maintaining employment. Like, I feel that that's going to lead to, you know, a bigger issue for those individuals. And keep in mind, teachers, that's trauma. That's more trauma. It's
another layer of trauma.
Forget us.
But either way, first of all, I mean, I don't know if you've ever done this, but I mean, I've done this year after year after year. I've asked my students, does anybody want to be a teacher? What do you want to be when you grow up? Does anybody want to be a teacher? And let me tell you something, for the past 10 years, no one has said yes. So all this is well and good, but who's going to replace these jobs? I hope you all understanding too that not everybody is rushing to go into education. So while you're over there threatening people's jobs, just remember, not everybody, you ain't gonna find that many people are willing to take it, as we see by the high rate of turnover. Every year for the past couple of years, we've been going into school at a deficit. We going into school with subs, and we going into school with okay, I can't do this. After 2 months, we start taking bets on people. I'm looking at them like, you ain't gonna last about 3 months. You ain't gonna make it till December. And you be right. Because it's like, this is not a job for everyone. So, you know, they need to realize and stop talking to people like people, you know, don't matter. But believe me, everyone understands how much it matters right now, based on the struggles that we're seeing, you know, and we're hearing from parents and things like that. So let me tell you something. I don't know what, you know, the phasing, how they have these phases going through with phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, things like that. So far we've seen they try to open up the beaches. Certain stores are being opened up. We just saw in Atlanta the line wrapped around the corner because they said the mall was going to open up, and these people in line for buying Jordans. Let me explain something to y'all.
Do we have that article available?
We should have.
The Jordans.
Yeah, let's put that.
When I saw that, I just turned like this week coming up. If it's not directly with me doing something with some Color Street or something hobby wise or somebody read, I am literally just going to not be on here.
No,
I'm just gonna not be on here because this stuff will drive you literally up the wall. Trying to figure out why would people think that that's okay. But here we go right here.
What's up? The article crowds. I'm sorry, I missed the time.
Crowds gathered to buy new Air Jordans in Atlanta after lockdown lifted.
Correct.
So are we taking the funding from the stimulus checks and now going to buy that? That's just like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. That's one question right there. Can you play that?
It don't look like it's cooperating. You know, she have to come off screen when she.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But it's good, Bianca. As long as the article is there, that should be fine. They can refer back to it. That's fine.
And just understand why do you think that material goods are more valuable than your health?
Your life.
That's why I can't understand.
Your life.
Right. And I think it goes to the fact that people are not saying that, well, I don't know anybody that has it, or nobody around me is sick, so therefore it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're seeing the numbers, you know, if you don't believe anything else, and I just had a conversation with my father just the other day. If you don't believe in the news, you don't believe in that, you think everything is a hoax or whatever, talk to a nurse. That's what you should do. Find a nurse and talk to a nurse, because maybe if you can't believe any other source that's out there, if you talk to a real life nurse, they're going to tell you this is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not people dying. And then remember, this color right here, okay? They said, I've read stories and articles where they've sent people home saying you don't have it.
Yes, I heard. And see, that's the scary part for me.
And then you come back dead in 10 days. Because they said to them, they don't want to give you the test because you're Black. And because they already automatically assume you don't have insurance anyway. So why waste a good test on you?
That's extreme, Didi. You having a Black Power response.
I'm having a Black Power moment because it's happened to me before.
All right, let's say hello to a hospital.
It happened to me back in the day. I went to a hospital. The first thing they asked me was, well, they said, well, how, they said, well, I don't know if you could do this, you do this, that. And then the very next question was, do you have insurance? I'm like, what? I told you I work, like, when the top 3 questions, your name, your age, and do you have a job, or you're employed? Okay, because they want to know if you could pay up first before they service you. And I learned that the hard way years ago, right here in Tampa. And I was like, whoa, that was the key, the trigger for me to get my health right. I said, I never want to come to nobody's hospital, because if this is how you treat me because you don't believe I have insurance, wake up, people, wake up. Yeah. And that's personal experience. That's personal experience talk.
Yeah, and it does. It still does happen. I will say that it does. All right, so we're going to say hello to Alicia, Sonia, Regina. Alicia says lack of motivation. Well, they got to kick back in and get motivated. That same high energy they needed to say what we didn't have, and we ain't have no hot spots. We ain't got no internet. We ain't got all that we got knows. Well, we got it now. We got to keep. We got to keep the course.
Well, I'm sorry,
just as excited and outraged by the didn't haves, but now we do. We got to move forward and finish out these next 20 days strong.
Right.
We got Dr. Edwards, teacher for the culture, says the number of Black banks have decreased strategically. Yeah. I'm sure. Damaris Allen, hello. Paula Thompson, hello. Thomas. Damaris says, I believe Georgia had 1,000 new recorded cases on the first day of the restriction.
I told you all they were going to open the businesses that we go to so they can make us the crash test dummy, the guinea pig. You the test group. Okay, I don't know why y'all don't believe when they do things strategic. Because remember when last week when I gave y'all a phone number to the Georgia Mansion, now it done hit the news because the Georgia Mansion been flooded with phone calls. Because I was like, call the governor, call him, ask him why the mansion not open, but you open in the mall. Ask him that. Ask him why y'all have golf courses closed, but you could go down and get your nails done. You have to understand. It's been a war against us for since we've been in this country. It's been a war. So I need you to understand this is not a game. People think it's a joke. And maybe because it ain't hit you yet. You know what it is too? The incubation period. A lot of times people just assume, well, listen, I can go party and hang out because ain't nobody sick yet. Nobody ain't sick yet. Just understand that yet.
That's scary.
Or you could be the carrier. So, which leads me to my next point. Protest.
Who is it?
Protesting. First of all, why is it that if 4 of us, remember when we went to Denver? And it was 6 of us that was in Denver, and we had looked like a mini gang because we were all this color. Okay, they had never remember black people only comprise 4% of the population in Denver. So to see more than 2 of us gathered is like a gang. You know what I'm saying? So
they were looking at us quite interesting.
They were not prepared for that much melanin on those days that we were there on vacation. But you have to understand how a bunch of other people are going to state capitals with armed, with semi-automatic rifles, screaming and yelling at the police, and nothing is happening to them. Not one single thing is happening. Let me grab some of these pieces I got and scroll
You're
down
gonna be gunned down getting out the car.
And you listen, I ain't gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the front door because they're gonna look at me and say, you got that many pieces? So I'm just saying to y'all that
the shotgun alone gonna get you killed.
The shotgun alone will just get me took out. You know, hey, Pink Panther come through. But look, I'm just saying, right? She loud too, but anyway, I'm just saying to y'all, right? You have to understand things are different, and it's what they protesting about. You protesting about saying your rights are being taken away, you're against your constitutional. Okay, really? No one is looking at the fact this is your life, your life.
And I think it would be okay if the actions that you take are only going to impact you. That would be fine then. But the thing is, the reason why you don't get to have those free choices at this point is because your lack of good judgment could kill thousands. Yeah. And I think that's what people are failing to realize. Right. You may not be impacted by it, yes, but you may just be merely asymptomatic, and then you killing all other folks.
Right. That's how I feel about school. That's exactly how I feel about
school. I agree.
Because like the kids, I'm like, I tell these babies, I'm like, listen, you're good in your space. But once your space spreads out around, I think of school like this. The kids are actually, I know my baby ain't trying to talk. The kids are like molecules. And molecules.
They better stay over there. They're going to get hurt. They come on this side.
What I was saying is the kids are like molecules in school. And so it's like, you know how molecules have to bump against each other? But that's, we can't control that situation. We can't. So when these protesters out here, it's like, don't you realize there's thousands of y'all out here? When I see it on TV, all I'm seeing is, oh my gosh, look like dead man walking. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of dead people walking.
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Because I'm like, do y'all? And then the logic, when you heard the logic of people, why they say they could do this, or why they think that they need to be out there, and why they have to. I'm like, you really putting money over life. And in the end, you really can't take that money with you. In the end,
you're right. You cannot.
You can't take the money with you.
Family out here fighting over it because you ain't got just your business in order. This should have taught us a lot. If nothing else, we should all have good insurance at this point, life insurance. Right. We should have revisited how much they charging us for everything nowadays. Because At this point, you all used to get out of me. But again, when life is moving so fast, you just really don't.
Listen, people, at the rate which, all of us, drop, can you please get some life insurance? Because let me tell you something, nobody don't really have time to fish fry. Look, now if you life insurance, and if you don't
as a negative, and that's majority of the African American culture,
right?
But in other cultures, that is.
Oh, he was such a good man. Y'all reading this will, because I'm ready. I'm ready to cash in. I'm ready to cash in. They don't
your company information below, and if they're interested, they can reach out to you. Marco Predriginani, you know him?
I don't know who this is.
He says, hello, can you say hello to my sister Neil Kulo, please? Well, hello, Neil Kulo.
Hello. Hi.
All our policies at New York Life start at $9 a month. It's a common myth. Definitely. So listing information there, Janice. There
you go.
And yeah. Gretchen, you have power just ran through too.
right there. Take flight. I loved it.
All right, what's going on?
Let me take you a highlight to my day. You see my outfit? You only see the top part of my outfit. First of all, let me tell you, I got so bored that I decided to get fully dressed to take the trash out. I just want to let you know. I got fully dressed just to take the trash out. Look, dude next door was like, you work in the outfit, where you going? I said, to take the trash out, right? I said, I have bought this outfit for date night, which ain't gonna never, ever happen right now. So,
and what people don't know about you is Denise, when she get anything new, it don't matter if she got to walk around in the house with it. She puts it on right then.
I'm going to wear it.
Right then.
And then I stood outside and waved at people like, hey, how you doing? Just want to make sure you see this outfit real quick. Hi. Just that was the highlight of my day. I said, someone going to see this, because it might be 2 years for this outfit come out.
Before it returns. So are you finished reading your 3 chapters?
And hopefully I can still fit it. So I'm just letting y'all know. I hope y'all stay the outfit cute. Just the part you can see right now is cute.
Okay, let's go. Look, go ahead. Let's see it. Let's stand on up. Let's see the outfit.
I ain't trying to stand all the way up, man. I'm done with y'all. Hey, listen. Okay, here, check this out. Or if leadership's from the top down. Okay. Have you heard and read what other countries are saying about America? Let me tell you something. If y'all, this ain't an incentive or reason for y'all to vote, please call. Oh, we need to post information there. Please call your election, because you can get your vote by mail. Please go ahead and do that. Supervisor elections and do that, because right now, like I actually saw an interview with a bunch of Republicans who actually said they are truly going to vote Democrat up and down the board. One of them just completely renounced being a Republican because. If y'all, I'm not a psychiatrist. I had 1 year of psychology class in college, but clearly I can tell when somebody is, what's the word? Narcissistic behavior has now blocked your ability to reasonably think rationally, and also when the fact that you reject advice. If you're too wise to take advice.
You are not a leader. You're not a leader at all.
Because every good leader is surrounded by people who are advised them. You ever know when you watch old movies and things, you're talking about the king of a country, the king always have advisors because he don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And then on top of that, you got to be surrounded with people who are elderly people too, who could have a lot of wisdom, and people that are just knowledgeable in their particular field. When you're angry with somebody,
you should be able to accept the information that they're given to you as an expert. Because right now we got so many people speaking as if they have doctorates in medicine.
Like the one medical like I like Dr. Fauci. Let him talk. Because that man knows what he's talking about. My cousin, oh, by the way, I need to go post her link to my cousin also, Levita Thomas Richardson. She's also a board certified medical doctor, and she just did a great live video just today talking about COVID. So you need to listen to people who have licensed degrees and know what they're talking about. Because when you say, oh, we the disinfectant, I'm still rolling off this disinfectant. Have you seen the memes about the Clorox pills, the Lysol chewables?
What bothers me with that is that adults were showing themselves as if they had IVs in their arm.
Look,
children are watching this craziness.
Correct.
Ugh.
Correct. Because children do challenges and believe anything that they see on the internet. They just believe it up to that. So but you see, this comes from lack of effective, logical leadership. And it's trickling down to the state level where you have governors doing stupid stuff. Like, for example, Governor, listen, DeSantis, y'all go ahead and claim DeSantis, because I didn't vote for him. And I wanted to know, hey, if you listen, I didn't vote for you. Because you sitting up in barbershops with no mask on, just like your vice president went into a full hospital with no mask on.
That was weird to me, because it makes those that's non-believers of all of this, period, that there can't be any truth to it. If that confirms that there's no truth to it, it's a hoax, right? Like they say, because they're walking in so openly, not showing that there's a necessity to protect themselves. Right. So I don't get it. I just had to stop looking at it. I had to back off. Right. And that's what I do. I had to, because I used to start my day with CNN. Now I just I go through the whole day, and then I'd be like, okay, maybe around 12, I give it a little watch around about 30 minutes to CNN. Once I realize I still more stupid stuff coming out, let me turn it off and go put some SpongeBob SquarePants on or something like that. I just thought, let me tell you what I got addicted to. Y'all ain't tell me the Loud House was so good on Nickelodeon. Yes. The Loud House? Man, I like that little show, right? The things you discover when you spend hours in the house. Okay, I just want to tell you, Loud House, and then Craig of the Creek. Man, y'all, I'm mad at anybody talking about Craig of the Creek and Loud House. The kids, you have to ask them. You have to ask the kids over here, because I can't watch. Look, I don't watch Teen Titans episodes so many times. Teen Titans. But I love the booty gonna always be good. Yeah, booty scoot. Oh, booty scoot. Oh, booty scoot. Booty scoot. And when I tell you, little Robin Booty be boot, 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 boot. That episode and the episode when he was learning how to take the driver's test, and you were doing all this in the car. Right. I just want to let y'all know we watch tunes too. We watch cartoons too. We do. Gotta stay connected. We enjoy it. Exactly. That's how you stay in touch with the kids. Okay, so listen. Where's my thing here? Okay. Now, I do feel bad for the small business owner, barbershops, things like that. But you have to say, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, I'm just like this, okay? We can rebuild. We can always rebuild. If we support each other on a local level, this is the time. Like, for example, you see people out there getting plates together, people out there making masks, people out there making, items, and they have everybody got the little businesses that they have put together. I think it's a great thing. We just need to do our very, very best to support, because the more we support, because look, it's going to be insular. It's like this. Remember back in the day when all we could do was buy from each other, support each other? Once all these other businesses started coming into the communities, our dollars went out. Anybody that sets up shop in your community but don't put no money in your community, that's a problem. So we need to go back to that. Hey, let's go back to this small way of thinking where we're okay, not small in terms of your mentality, small, but thinking small in terms of ourselves. We got to pour into ourselves and help our communities out. And it's sort of like the same thing when it comes to try to do like one of the ideas I've always had. A little piece of the plot of land that's over there where they park all the buses. That should be a great area for a community garden. It should have been, first of all, it should have been a community center, because they don't have one for the children over there. There's nothing in your area for the kids to do. They can't use the school playground. They can't use the parks in most cases. Matter of fact, we don't have a park in that area. No, that's correct. They just have a trail. So at that point, what is there for them to do? Because if we think about it, for those of us that now have moved out into the suburbs, that used to live in Nucio, that used to live in the Fishbowl, that used to live in East Tampa, the areas to gather were not as secured and preventable for families to go in and use those recreations that we pay tax dollars on, freely. Now it takes you could borderline get arrested for going in the park. Right. Now we're talking prior to COVID-19. We're not talking after COVID-19. We're talking about prior to. Right. Like, all parks are not created equally. Like that park downtown, what is it called? Waterworks. Right. Nah, don't. We don't have nothing. No.
It's like when they were taking the hoops off the basketball courts to stop kids from playing. Okay, well, let's ride out the areas where those aren't so prevalent. But why would you do that? To keep it from gathering? But obviously, you see, that people still gathering no matter what they do. So, God bless. Okay.
Right.
Look. As we get closer to graduation, Gretchen, look Gretchen Owl. Look Gretchen Owl. Do you see her owl?
Dr. Elwood say, I love the legs episode. You right. Yeah. On Teen Titans, I was sitting here thinking about, remember the one where they show their legs?
Yes.
When they old girl pull up her that dress thing and she got beautiful legs with her red shoes. Yes. Or they might be purple. I think it was red. Yes, you're right. That one is good. Gretchen say, I don't know, Gretchen. And I'm in green today, honey. That's me.
That's right. That's right. Put that all out there. Put it all there. Look, what we getting closer to, well, wait a minute. No, we're in the month of May. Oh, first of all, we're going to give Daddy a shout out because Daddy's birthday tomorrow. So let's just say, hey, Daddy, happy birthday.
I got to remember to send him his birthday text then. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Exactly. He said he's so happy that we came last year because we sure ain't going to make it this year. This our teacher. We take Teacher Appreciation Week and we appreciate ourselves and we leave. So it was like, man.
I'm so like, and I had to stop thinking about that too because this has been the longest we have been in the States.
Without leaving the country. My feelings so hurt right now. Listen, every night before I go to sleep, I must play like an hour of calypso music. I'm around the house, I'm having a full carnival, doing my own parade in the house, having a full juve and everything. I'm in the house, I wave it with a flag in my hand, wave it. I'm like, cause I'm a makeup carnival however I go. Okay, but look. So now we're in the month of May, and we're on graduation. This we need to focus on. Hillsborough County graduation rates and the numbers and the data. Do we have some data that we can slide or can we discuss some data? That's what we need to discuss because and my concern is when we get the data, we're still not getting the demographic data is what I'm looking at because it's great to say that we have high graduation rates, but I want to see the demographic. I want to see how well we're doing in math and science and how well we're doing.
The ones that the standardized test off later on. The key areas, the contents that prove that you are worthy of a graduation or a diploma. That's correct. What we want to see. The data that the colleges use to intake you into their school without correct. Getting there and having to take a whole bunch of prerequisites that don't even count towards your college degree. We want to see that data.
Those numbers. Because remember, like the average college kid now, instead of 4 years of college, it takes them 5.5, almost 6, because they have to go back to and look at Bianca. Bless this child. Let me tell you something. Let's look at this. And I want everybody to look at it because, this is public records, public information. The link is attached below. I believe Bianca's going to put the link on here, but I want you to look at the screen. Right here, Florida Department of Education. All you got to do is plug in. They give you the whole state, but you can look at it county by county. You can look at it right down to your city and state. So there's information.
This right here is Armwood, right?
Yes. Pull that up.
All right, Bianca, don't make it too little. We can't see it. We need eyes to go.
What you can do, Bianca? Can you just tell us what are especially?
Oh, I made it bigger, so let me see this. Okay, here we go.
Okay, go ahead.
So with Armwood, this was from your 2018 graduates with the standard diploma. You had 480 students at the school. And it says the percent of graduates who score at a level 3 or better on the 10th grade FSA. Now, for reading, it was 54%. Mm-hmm. That's just a smidgen over half. A smidgen. Is that the math? That's broken. And the reason why math doesn't say it because math they have to take the EOCs for algebra and so on and so forth. But then it says the percent of 2018 graduates who completed a college prep curriculum at Armwood, 55%. Again, a smidgen over 50%. So that still means that right at less than half of a little under of half of our students, almost half of our students still are not successful as it relates to the standardized test that's put forth in front of them, which means that college is going to be demonstrate some challenges for them in the end. And then where's that one that I want to talk about at least? Okay, they go to algebra in the 9th grade. Now for algebra, you moving it while I'm moving? What we doing? Making me get dizzy. Okay, then it says the ones that did, where's the algebra? I just seen it. The algebra prior to 9th grade, 40%. So the numbers in a nutshell start to decline as we continuously look at them for the dual enrollment, the level 3 or higher, or the science actually got higher. It was 79%. That was higher than the district at
and what we need to understand too is level 3 is not even mastery. That's just I just made it. Level 3 means I just made it. Okay, that's something a lot of people have to keep in mind.
But then when it goes on to talk about at a community college, at a state university, at a technical institution, all those numbers added up together, they barely make up 50%. Is that what it says? Yeah. So it says 26.8% for a community college, for state university 15.8, and a technical 2. That's not good.
No.
Wait a minute, that can't be right. Are they saying that percent of 2018 graduates at a community during the fall of 2018?
Is that what that means? Because I'm looking.
I'm gonna have to look a little bit more in depth into that, because that would be crazy. Now, when you talk about that good remedial math, yeah, here we go. 50%. Intermediate algebra, 33%. Entry-level math, 41%. Advanced math, 55%. So yeah, so the data is that look at that remedial reading or writing, 85%. Freshman comp 1 or 2, that's your English, 77%. Other college level English, that's scary. So they're leaving the school, leaving high school, in high numbers. Wow, that's in such high, that's crazy.
Right. And you can see it, like, first of all, you can see it in jobs. When employers are hiring people, it's like, okay, you really didn't understand what the instructions were that were there, or they're writing letters and writing memos that are so poorly drafted. I mean, up to today, there's still people in higher levels that are like, all that subject verb agreement didn't match. None of that stuff. Everything you said doesn't make any sense. How are you not putting correct punctuation and stuff?
Yes, it would be very good to see this data based on demographics, because with those numbers being as high as they are in some areas, I got the wow moment now. That's crazy.
Right. And that was crazy. I was looking at specific schools and things like that, and I was like, this is interesting how these numbers are. Less than half the school went to college. Oh wow.
Right. And then
it makes sense.
They went to technical school or what have you. Yeah,
it makes sense. It does make sense, because it's like, how are you able to get into it? So now these are the numbers that are out there. But then now you look at an article that came out with of course, Betsy DeVos and her inconsistent self, where they started to quietly, and I love how the article puts it, quietly remove funding from some of the lowest performing schools in the country. And they do that based on census data. Well, they said, well, you know what, if the census numbers are not picked up that well from rural areas, so we can defund them. But meanwhile, you already know that almost 100% of the population has free and reduced lunch. So the logic there is it's crazy. Here it is right here. Trump administration quietly cuts funding to the nation's poorest schools. Okay. But and what I find very interesting about this is most of those people are his actual voting base. Those are the ones that voted for him in the first place.
They don't know no better.
If they don't, clearly they don't know any better. And on top of that, don't you think education would benefit people like that? It would benefit them. Now we're just going to go ahead and cut the funding instead. I understand why a lot of those states actually the teachers in those states actually went on strike. because they were already so hard hit with such deficit that they had. They don't have the funds, they don't have the materials they needed. I mean, you saw the states that went on strike these past 2 years, and I looked at some of the images of the classrooms they had, and I mean, it was just hard. Some of the teachers had 3 jobs. You working, but you having 2 other jobs just to make it. And so I was trying to truly say that we blessed just in the situation that we in, because we're able to still provide even with 1 job and a side hustle. You know, it's not to say that I got to work, literally go on 4 different people's jobs to keep money coming into the house. So thank God for that, you know. So that's I'm grateful for that. But there was another article that's about students and their inability to actually perform well on online programs. And I get that too, because we like from the very beginning, we talked about the fact that, you know, not everybody has access to the hotspots or the internet service, and people are not able to use it. I had an issue this particular week though, with one of the kids told me that the computer itself was not working right. And so they're getting computers and laptops that are just like, look, this one was missing missing the key thing in the
some of the memory is filling up on them real quick right now because it needs to be dumped.
Right. And I think
because they're not used to those computers aren't used to running all those high, what you call it?
Like the programs
like the videos require more data space.
Yeah.
Because the cookies that are being pulled from it is what my IT person said, that is leaving behind too many cookies, I guess. I don't know.
I guess I that might be the reason why my laptop's starting to slow down too. I might have to go just refresh the not refresh. What's that word?
Defrag the computer. Right? Yeah.
But I think too, you know, if you have multiple sign-ons, which is the thing, like my laptop, I've had the same laptop from school, or I think like when I get assigned a laptop, I'm the only one that logs in. So I have 1 login, and it's quick, it's real fast. But I think when they're home, you know, it might be 1 laptop, but you got 5 kids need to use it. So everybody's logging in. So you have multiple logins and multiple programs so it's going to slow a lot of things down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense too, because I was like, you know what? Why? Because I asked the child this week too. I said, well, what time you get on the laptop? I get on the laptop around 4 because everybody else have to use it before me. And I was like, oh, but how many people are using the laptop? It's like 4 people. I was like, okay, now it makes a lot of sense. But also, I found myself having to truly explain how to go back into programs so they can open up, and you gotta walk them through all the steps, because kids will say, and this is the point we're at right now, where they will tell their parents, oh, well, I finished my work, or I've done everything, or the teacher didn't post nothing, but they're not actually opening up the assignment to look at it. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Well, did you click on it? It just says this assignment, but okay, I need you to go all the way in. And like I actually said this week, I got on the phone with a parent and I actually talked them through every single step. And when they opened up the whole file, they were like, "You're missing all this work." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." It's just,
and they know how to open them files. Please know.
Oh,
this is not new. They know how to open them files, because if Fortnite said keep going,
they're gonna keep going. And they do that because they don't want to do the work. They do that because they just don't want to do the work. You know that's the case.
And we get it. We know they tired. We know that, but we got to finish strong. We got to.
Yes, we do.
We got to finish strong, y'all.
We ain't got time to play around. So how everybody been doing this week? How everybody been doing this week? Y'all talking to us? What's going on? What's happening today? Ain't no sports going on. Ain't no well, wait, the beach opened up. Some people were just flying down to the beach. Is that what was going on? I don't even know. All I know is
my most upbeat moment since the 6 weeks I've been off was going to help Carla celebrate her mini-me Mariah's birthday. We did a caravan parade for her birthday. She thought she was going to go and eat dinner. Well, actually going out to eat. Let's clarify that. And when she came out, her mom surprised us with all the cars. So it was good. She was excited to see everybody. And I know today is also Jerry's baby's birthday. So happy birthday, Bree.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And Dr. Edward says her mother's birthday is on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. And my belated grandmother's birthday is on the 28th. So this is always an interesting month for me. I try not to get too caught up in it, but yeah.
Yeah, and then Daddy's birthday is tomorrow. So
Yeah, Daddy's birthday tomorrow. Yeah.
It's a lot of things going on, and we just got to keep people uplifted, especially if look at the time we're in. You can't really go and have a great big celebration birthday party at this point in time right now. So you got to do the best you can. And those small things like that are excellent when it comes to uplifting people's spirits. And so I'm just happy that people are doing that. People getting creative. Let's just say that, and they're getting creative not just in ideas like that, but they're also getting real creative on Facebook. Let me tell you, I have seen some of the most entertaining videos.
Listen, I never liked the prank videos, but I'm here to tell y'all, go see CoVision. Go see CoVision. The way him and his grandma, and now let me just say this, if you don't like profanity, then don't go see CoVision. But CoVision is the bottom. CoVision. It's Co and his grandmother. When I tell you, every day since I showed y'all that video, what she say? Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. You ain't throw it out no window.
And was that granddaddy in the backseat of the car that said, "Let me out. Let me out the car. Let me out the car.
Let me out, Co." And he left them.
Granddaddy wrong. Granddaddy was wrong. He was wrong.
I was like, that was where my boyfriend. Did you notice how he fell over in the back seat?
Listen, we have to do things to keep ourselves going insane. Okay?
That crap right there had me entertained for hours. Do you hear me? I was entertained for hours.
You sent it to me, and I'm up in the middle of the night like this. Really?
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Like, I keep watching it. Because it is hilarious, y'all. So go check out CoVision. But we definitely look forward to the countdown. Make sure y'all are counting down with us. Tomorrow marks 20 days and counting down. Because in school right now, every day when they came in, with some music going on, we was counting down. Do you hear me? Boom. Count it.
We're sure we started with 20 days now. Yeah, with 20 days left.
We counted them 20 days down. At this point, it was a party. Because at this point, we would have already taken our FSA. It was like we were breathing and we were preparing for final exams. And it just was a moment where the kids could begin to see the end of their school year. And there were no parties, but we did have celebrations of academic progress in the end, and those children that earned it were participatory, and that was at least about 98% of the kids. You only have a few that just didn't do right the whole year, to where you extended them an olive branch and they still broke it up in little pieces and left it on the floor like they do the pencils.
Yes. Hey, listen, that's something I don't miss. Let me tell you something. Of all the things that I consider that I miss with the kids, like I really miss the interaction with them. Like this week, I dropped off some gift cards to them because I was like, they were doing so well with their online stuff. So, I miss the interaction. And even though I said, stand right there, I'm going to put it in the mailbox. They all want to come outside. Like, hey, I was like, okay, I see you. But I'm telling you, the things that I don't miss, I got to sharpen my pencil. No, you don't. You don't have to start to get off task.
I wonder how they've been working with them pencils at home.
Yes.
Because they be telling us they don't have no pencils for homework to do at home.
Well, if it's online, they don't need no pencil now. So I guess
they still should be taking notes. That's what I had to explain. Me and a parent got into a very passionate discussion on Edsby, because that was her argument that why they need to take notes. Ma'am, they watch a video, they have vocabulary. Unless they turn into this genius that I didn't know about prior to leaving school, they need to take notes.
Right.
But I left it alone. I'm like, whatever.
We have a note-taking tool in the assignments that we're doing, and I said you need to put notes in the tool. Get in the habit of clipping stuff from the text and then taking notes and writing commentary. So they're working. That's a skill that they're working on. But like I said, I don't miss them throwing trash in the garbage can from across the room. Everybody want to be a basketball. Throw the trash. Do you know how to walk to the garbage can?
Doing that.
Huh? Yeah, don't you know how to walk to the garbage can and put it in there? Here's one thing I don't miss. I don't miss them going to the hand sanitizer and
That's how they do it.
How much hand sanitizer you need, son? 1 pump. 1 pump. Sometimes I just do it like this. Hold your hand up. Miss, you ain't gonna give me enough. That's all you get.
They don't understand the dime size. They want it running all down their hands.
And then they want to
they do it like this. They say, bathing all up their arms. I'm like, dude, stop. So right now, here we go, parents. You know that we're going to need Clorox wipes, Lysol, and hand sanitizer. And paper towels. We'll take that too.
Yes.
Please.
We need all of it.
Ma'am and sirs, start collecting those items when you see them, not only for the household, but also for your children's teacher.
Yes.
Because in the end, we're going to need it. We're going to need it in abundance.
Right.
If you want to make sure that your child's classroom stay at least 50% clean. That's all it's going to be at. It's 50%.
I'm going to tell you something, because if it ain't clean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I anticipate it. So, but that's really all I really have. That's all right. I know, April, if you have anything else you wanted to add, I know that this has been a great week so far in terms of just knowing that we're counting it down and that we're all still alive and all my kids still doing okay. I only have like 4 now who just like you got to go hunt them down, you know, with everything. I'm gonna have to send a chopper out to look for them, but pretty much everybody just checked in right now, so I'm good with that. So and that having said that, I think we're gonna log off for the evening.
That we are. So Gretchen, thank you for sharing all your beautiful owls with us. We are going to get us a t-shirt made at some point with some owls on it and just put hashtag legs. That's it. That's it. That's it. But it was good chatting with you all. Again, parents, you all have to be very intentional about making certain that those devices that you all took the time to go to get and those packets that you took the time to drive up and get and drop off are done with some quality at some point, because other than that, you're wasting your time and mine and my fellow colleagues. So do your part, parent, do your part, be that educator at home to help facilitate the materials that have been disseminated to your child, whether it be online or offline. This is April Kyle with April's Beauty Bar.
This is the Diva D from Carved Out Divas.
And we once again want to thank the wonderful Bianca Goolsby for hosting us with Teacher for the Culture. And we're not sure if there's going to be a morning tea and allegations in the morning, but make sure you all stay tuned to Teacher for the Culture.
That's right.
Stay connected with Bianca Goolsby, because one thing about it is, if nobody else is going to hold School District of Hillsborough County public schools accountable, she will, along with the board members and those that are currently running for the seats to become or replace a board member that's in place. Because one thing for certain, 2 things for sure, it's all about the children and nothing else. It was good, guys. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.